Market update. 2 reasons to buy Bitcoin. I'm going to give you 2. I may wind up giving you 4 reasons to buy Bitcoin. That's 4. I may give you more. Here's how it works. Somewhere in the world, reality has to be priced into capital markets. Housing prices are too high, but they ain't coming down. Stock prices are too high. They should come down, but we'll see. Okay. Interest rates, it's like long-term interest rates are not high enough. We'll see if that takes place. Now, if those things don't happen to reflect reality, there's only one other way to do it. Only one other way. And that is crypto to the moon. So you either got to have a legacy crash followed by a crypto rally, or you just have to have legacy standing still while crypto eventually moons. In other words, all of the reality of all of the world could be reflected through crypto. And if you look at what's going on today on the screen where, Bitcoin is up or Bitcoin is holding despite a rise in rates, you have to remember, reality is going to happen. The question is, will it be legacy down and then a Bitcoin rally, or will it just be Bitcoin and crypto up only? Okay. That, in my mind, is coming. You want to stay tuned for the charts, the entry points, and specifics on the reasons why. All right, let's welcome who's here on the stream. Okay, Eurorack Crypto is skipping work for this. Sir, we appreciate that. If you need a note for your boss, I will email him one. Megan is here. What's up? Telmo, Robin, Pat, Dead Fred made it. Welcome. A better shot. Okay, Andre and the Patriots are here. Okay, Kenneth is catching us live. Las Vegas is here. Okay, BitBoy Al giving me some love for saying MicroStrategy is already a Bitcoin ETF without the regulation. MicroStrategy, man. Galaxy Digital is next. JP Stanley in the house. Let's go. Okay, Michael is here. Glad you're back. Yes, I am back from mono, which is like being back from, I don't know, like the dead. And if you're wondering about the glamorous decor behind me, this perhaps could be the one chart market update where you either fade me or go with me. I'm not sure, but I'm leaving the bear market apartment. Yes, I'm leaving the bear market apartment. I don't think I'm going to the bull market apartment, but I'm definitely leaving the bear market apartment and all the glorious things that go on in bear market apartment complexes. Okay. FD White is like, are you ready to be a quazillionaire? I am. Nico is here. Welcome. I appreciate that. Bavid. Okay. All right. Yes. The party streamers for leaving the bear market apartment. Okay. Laughing Dolphin is here. Okay. I'm diving into the news. Okay. The first piece of news is a chart. This is ZB. This is long bonds. This thing has been killing people in the sense of how choppy it's been. Okay. The Federal Reserve doesn't seem to have a lot of conviction as to what they should do with short-term interest rates. Some people wanted a hike. Some people didn't. The people who wanted to hike have noted that inflation is not going down. Housing prices have not going down. Okay. And my neighborhood, my new neighborhood is filled with cars with New York license plates. Thank God I got what I did when I did. Okay. Houses in Florida, apartments in Austin. Yes, rich people are getting hosed. We'll talk about that. But I swear to God, it's almost like I look at this and I go, the only way this ever stops is if interest rates go massively higher. That's on the long end. Now, no. I used to think that was bad for crypto. And it could be, because you could still have a choppy July. You may get Bitcoin at 28K, but in keeping with the title of this stream, reasons to buy Bitcoin. This isn't actually one of them. This isn't in the top 2, but here it is, right? Division. The Fed doesn't know what to do. Let me say that again. The Fed does not know what to do, right? And then this, like, you know, in the future studio, this like giant Bitcoin will show up on an LCD screen behind me, flashing. The Fed does not know what to do. They don't know what to do. We know what to do. Crypto. Now, what do we not know to do? Okay. Here's Doge 2.0. It always scares me when the market loves to get frothy and do meme coins. People are buying Bitcoin because of these ETF rumors, which is a reason to not buy Bitcoin because it gives BlackRock a level of control. This is Doge 2.0. This is Shib 2.0. Didn't go anywhere. And I know Pepe is out there as well. When the crypto market does stuff like this, I hold my breath and I get afraid of a correction. Okay. All right. So JP Stanley says, my Tesla bags have been doing well. Bought on the way down at 220 and 107. Okay. Mindrest is here. Welcome. SDF. What's up? Okay. Here comes Pepe 2.0 because you can't have a crypto live stream without Pepe 2.0. Okay. Here's the 1 hour chart. Ironically, this is kind of sort of the same formation that Pepe 1.0 made. It was kind of a box. Okay. You don't really have much of a box formation, but maybe it was down here. Maybe that was the box. They love this stuff. If it moons and people make millions, great. But the last time they did this, the market turned around and got wrecked off Gensler. Okay. I'm a big fan of Bitcoin. I'm not a big fan of this. Now, reasons to buy Bitcoin. Europe is burning in more than one way, right? France is ungovernable. Now, one of the things that people are not talking about with regard to France and Europe is that the reason France and many other European countries have problems is because they're using Germany's currency. You're like, what? I thought everyone was using the same currency. They were using the euro. Yes, they are. They're using the euro, but the euro really tracks and acts like the currency of Germany. So if the French economy was weak and not a lot of people had jobs back in the day, you know, the Deutschmark would rise and the French franc would decline, and that would help jumpstart the French economy. But they don't have that option because they use the euro. Now, I'm not trashing the euro, but what I'm saying is when you have a country like France all of a sudden catch on fire, everyone who's lighting the country on fire has one thing in common. Okay, they either called in sick to work for a week or they don't have a job. So what I'm pointing to is a failure in fiat that you can't necessarily see. That's why every time you see headlines, every time I see headlines about Bitcoin, about France, I want to buy Bitcoin. And people are paying attention. I got a TikTok, crazy. TikTok followers went through 5,000 because I just said governments aren't providing people with economic opportunity in France, 210,000 views. How many people in Europe think that there's not enough opportunity over there because their currency doesn't work? Doesn't work. Now, on top of that, Eurozone, all right, purchasing managers indexes are collapsing. So you have manufacturing collapsing. You have prices that producers pay for things collapsing. Okay. This is European manufacturing. And believe it or not, it's probably going all the way back down to where COVID is because you can't have a 14% inflation rate in England and something equivalent on the continent. They're going to have to continue to tighten into a recession. So check this out. France is burning. There's a definite recession going on in Europe. Their currency doesn't work, and they're going to have to hike rates into inflation. Not investment advice, but buy Bitcoin. That is major reason number one. Now, when we go to Wall Street Journal here, if I can get this to come up, this basically shows that the recession is mainly for rich people. I lost the link, but here it is. Okay. This is funny. So everything's working out great for this guy, right? I'm still here. Okay. This guy's doing well, supposedly. Okay. Because wages are going up, but these are average bonuses paid to New York City securities industry adjusted for inflation. And yeah, bonuses are lower. Okay. Yeah. Well, that doesn't constitute a recession. That constitutes a bubble coming out of this thing for certain rich people. But other rich people, stocks are still up. Real estate has not gone down. Really, the people who are getting hosed may be speculators in like little Airbnbs, but that is not going to bring down inflation. It's not. Like, 2020 bonuses, okay, 2016 bonuses, right? We're roughly where we were 4 years, 5, 6 years ago. This is not a recession. The Wall Street Journal says it is. Maybe people who read the Wall Street Journal think it is because they feel a little bit poor, but it's not going to bring down inflation. It's not. The system's falling apart. And people who are rich are going to look at the system and go, you know what? I'm over this. I'm buying Bitcoin. Now, here comes reason number 2 to buy Bitcoin. Okay? The United States of America is ungovernable. Okay? Now, one of the good things that a famous geopolitical writer, okay, talks about U.S. Independence Day on July 4th is when we created our country, our chief executive, our king, our president really does not have a lot of power relative to other countries. It's a powerful country, but the guy at the top doesn't have, as much power as you might think. Interesting perspective. Currently, we have a president who has trouble with public speaking at best. Okay. At worst, he's lost the American people because of runaway inflation. Okay. The Supreme Court and society in general continues to push back against far left policies. And I'm going to make a call right now. This guy before 2024 has to step down. The Democratic Party needs a win, right? The Supreme Court just took their whole agenda and threw it out the window. And I don't care. It doesn't matter whether you like that or you don't like that. It doesn't matter. What matters is that this poor guy is having a really tough time. They're going to say health or book deal. He's going to step down and they're going to create the first woman president because that's their only shot in 2024. Now, when that happens and we find out that, Joe's got problems and Hunter's got problems and, the Secret Service is finding, baby powder somewhere in the building, they're going to realize that the gig is up and the dollar should go lower. And that there's nobody, there's no one home at the top of our government. Right? Now, there's a side reason connected to this, and it has to do with how the government thinks that your data, their data is their data, and your data is their data. Federal judge blocks Biden officials from coordinating policing of online content. So here it is, real simple. When they get caught trying to correct your speech, they're going to go, okay, and what are they going to move to next? Your money. Your money, right? It's like, okay, well, we can't control people's speech. So how about a CBDC? How about we how about we go into people's bank accounts? How about we do whatever? So this brave judge said, yeah, we're done with this, guys. But this could be one of the biggest reasons to buy Bitcoin. Because if you don't buy yourself a piece of financial freedom, you may wake up one day and not have financial freedom. Okay, you may not have it. Okay, Don't be naive about the BlackRock ETF. Everyone's like, oh, Bitcoin is up because of the ETF. No, that's not why Bitcoin is up. Because the BlackRock ETF is not bullish. Okay. When you delve further into the details of BlackRock's filing, the alarm bells start ringing louder. BlackRock can use its discretion in the event of a hard fork to determine what network, what we refer to as Bitcoin, should run on. This could be significant, giving BlackRock, and institutions, legacy institutions, a way to steer Bitcoin in the way they want to steer it. Okay. This makes me want to buy MicroStrategy, and I think people are going to look at this. If this actually gets passed, Bitcoin's going down, just like it did when Coinbase IPO'd, just like when they came out with the Bitcoin ETF and futures contract. Now, personally, I think Gensler just tells these guys to go to hell for the hell of it, right? I mean, we don't want it anyway. MicroStrategy is a way, way better alternative. Now, a very quiet news headline on the theme of why you should buy Bitcoin. India is a BRICS country. BRICS countries don't want the dollar, okay? But they're using CBDC payments with other central banks. Okay. It's not that they want to dump the dollar. It's that they want these central bank digital currencies. And if big Western nations are ungovernable, economic opportunity is disappearing, and fiat currencies are failing, central bank digital currencies and the future of your financial freedom is at risk. Okay. Do we need a blockchain for generative AI? Oh, for God's sakes, yes, we do. We need AGIX. One of the biggest disappointments about crypto is that we're so busy creating meme coins, we're not doing anything with decentralized AI. I don't know if it's because venture capital people are all screwed up or what. Okay, now, let's talk about NFTs. Okay. Credit Suisse is doing women's football NFTs. Good for them. Now, I was right and I was wrong. I said art and stocks are not correlated, and they're not, right? Stocks went up, art went down. Azuki, Bored Ape, all this stuff like totally collapsed, right? And now you're probably wondering, gee, should I do art? Should I do art? Like, Bored Ape Yacht Club, okay, is going for 27 ETH. I think that's where Azuki started from. Azuki went all the way down to 5 ETH. So you can get a Bored Ape for 53,000. I know guys who paid 250K. Tom Brady paid 560K. Okay, now, I don't know if this constitutes art. This constitutes seemingly a status play. I don't know if Azuki constitutes art. I really like it, but people who have this, they got killed. No asset class, no speculative asset class is safe from a Fed tightening. None of them, including NFTs. Now, is this a good time to go dumpster diving in NFTs? Well, you don't always want to buy the first dip, but if the crash has happened, right, and there's one more leg down, like frequently there's like a selling climax leg. Like, I don't know if we've seen it, but if the people who have bought the dip don't make money, then there could be this like climactic puke. NFTs, think about it, because stocks are toppy. We'll go into that. Secret Network, this is sponsored content, but TikTok, Instagram, and other platforms have built empires using and selling your confidential information. I just cannot believe, Zcash and stuff like that is dipping. Can't believe privacy is not going to be a huge narrative. Charts coming up, legacy, Bitcoin, and altcoins. We got a little bit of mini altcoin overtime, so don't go anywhere. Now, here comes Fade the Media. Bitcoin no longer correlated to U.S. stocks. So yes, Bitcoin has decoupled. Most of that was stocks going up with Bitcoin going down. I never like it when the media celebrates relative outperformance. makes me a tad scared that this thing with meme coins and this thing with like stocks being way overdone on the upside might give you a case for 28K. You might get 28K in Bitcoin. You might. Okay. I don't like it when everybody is like, oh, Bitcoin is unstoppable in the media, right? In the media. Now, let's head over. Okay. One more headline. Coinbase suddenly surges after report SEC is going to do something. So SEC sues Coinbase. Coinbase is down. SEC does something positive about the Bitcoin ETF. Coinbase up. Coinbase's stock should go up because Bitcoin's going to 100K and somebody is going to have to acquire Coinbase to be relevant in the future. Coinbase is going to get acquired. Okay. Now, before we go to PowerPoint, let's just see who's here. Okay. Dead Fred, uplisted, not unlisted. Okay. Do you think BlackRock is going to ram it into the ground for cheap to do OTC? All right. Do I think they can ram Bitcoin into the ground? I think they tried that when the SEC came out with their ruling. Okay. Brian Overholzer is for a Republican candidate. Okay. Megan says the U.S. is definitely ungovernable. Bright is reminding you to hit the like button. Sushi Nori is here. Welcome. I will try and do Gala. I appreciate that. All right. I'm going to PowerPoint. I'm going to charts. I have more reasons to buy crypto. More. If they give you a dip, which they probably will in July, it's a gift. It's a gift. Okay, long bonds. What a nightmare, right? This is long-term interest rates. This is the only thing that stops inflation. So you went up, interest rates went up in 2022. Interest rates have been in a range. Interest rates kind of broke out of a triangle, and then they just destroyed everybody because nobody can figure out what to do. When the reality is the U.S. 30-year bond has to have a 4% interest rate because the only way to stop inflation is to have an 8% interest rate. You know, you don't get a recession by giving rich people a little owie, right? You gotta slam them, right? And the only way to slam them is to get this interest rate at 4% or higher. Now, is it going to happen? I don't know. Now, if it does happen and Bitcoin holds anyway, well, forget about it. Then you know it's 100K. That's why I think anything below 30K is like a DCA strategy. Even if they hit it, right? Like, you know, you have to keep your eye on it in July. They did the July rally in June. Now you got to do the best you can to get in. Because if interest rates rise, that may be your dip in Bitcoin. And if it's not the dip in Bitcoin, then it's going to 80K. Okay. Shorter term interest rates, the 5-year, the yield on the 5-year note. So this interest rate affects commercial real estate. Okay. Commercial real estate people have to borrow 5 years at a time. Now, this looks like it wants to go higher. If it does, it'll break out of a channel. Should this go higher? Probably. Okay. If it continues to go higher, it may wreck stocks. Now, what would be a reason for this interest rate to go lower? It would be because something happens to stocks. Okay. So this is the long bond futures contract ZB. So we were talking about interest rates up, bonds down. Bonds is ZB. So you can see ZB hitting the bottom end of its regression range here. We'll see if it holds. Bitcoin holds like a champ with this falling. Clearly a sign. Okay, junk bonds. Bloomberg is reporting that U.S. auto dealers and a growing pile of delinquent car loans are threatening Wall Street. And this is the HYG ETF, which is comprised of junk bonds. Now, I understand the legacy market is experiencing a junk bond shortage. Okay. And you know what? I don't care if junk bonds go down or if they don't. Up here in the top left, this is reality. This is reality, right? A slowly cracking economy. Now, if they can't reflect it in HYG, good. We're going to reflect it in crypto. Like everyone's like waiting for, I did this. I was like, oh, junk bonds, stocks, bank stocks, it should all go down. They should, but they're not. What does that mean? Well, that means reality is going to have to get reflected somewhere else. Reality will be reflected, just a question of where. And I'm starting to wonder whether it's crypto and Web3. Like, yeah, Bitcoin might go down to 28K. You better be down there. You better be down there. And if it goes to 25, well, then you're, you're selling your collectibles to get in. Because if they don't reflect reality in legacy, they're going to reflect it in crypto. Okay, Apple monthly. So this is a 5-wave top with a 0. Now, it can always go higher, but it's worth $3 trillion. They're probably stealing your data off the phone, and this 0 means that's it. So I have a really hard time being bullish Apple at these levels. On a 4-hour chart of Apple, you got a 13 top, you got a blow off top and a 9 top and a failed rally. I mean, to me, this screams exit. Now, there was a similar setup over here and it continued to go up. Okay. This is a reason to buy Bitcoin. Okay. This is a key. This is a top. JCH wants me to tweet whenever we reach a 9 or a 13 bottom in key tokens. I will take that into account. I will take a look at Cardano soon at the end. Okay. Chris Cada says, I don't know what's going to happen, but DeFi on Cardano is alive and thriving. That's good, right? Cardano really got unfairly singled out by the SEC. Tesla. Okay, on a daily chart, you have a 13 top. You have a blow-off top. Okay, it's restarted at a 4. Now, I know this is not exactly traditional DeMark work, but if you have a 13 top and the trend restarts but fails at the 4th bar, that can be it. Now, is that going to happen? I don't know. But there's a 9 top on the 4-hour Tesla chart, and this to me seems, frankly, ridiculous. Like, this and Apple are reasons to buy Bitcoin. Love Elon, but come on. Really? Okay, the next debacle. This is going to be in October. And this, both me and Toby have been on all year long, and I'm going to keep pounding the table on this. The big problem in the fall, the geopolitical problem, is not Ukraine and it's not China, Taiwan. It's the Iranians or something in the Middle East. Shots fired over 2 oil tankers. The oil market in the bottom right-hand corner is 2.1 trillion. It's not a small market. It's not a small market. And here, every time, this comes from Bianco Research, every time there's an OPEC cut, oil goes down anyway. Right? All these countries, Iran, Saudi Arabia, they are dependent on the price of oil to hand out welfare. Again, ungovernable countries. Ungovernable. You start to see oil at below $60. The only way these countries survive is to take out the supply of oil somehow. And that's got to mean some sort of conflict or military strike in the Middle East. It could be something where somebody attacks Iraq to take out the oil infrastructure there. Or maybe the Israelis go at it with the Iranians. I don't know. But I know that this is the geopolitical problem. This is the elephant. This is the elephant in the room, the monster in the closet for the fall. Oh, and by the way, falling oil is great for Bitcoin statistically. So if they can't make oil go up, Bitcoin will do well. Okay, but this is where the geopolitical problem is. Okay, now let's go to Bitcoin. So we have a range here, a square range on the Bitcoin 4-hour chart. Nobody wants to sell. Every wick is bought. You have a 9 bottom, and then you have a counter trend rally. So if Bitcoin continues to go up here, it will probably make a new high, right? If Bitcoin, if there's a disgusting failed rally, okay, you can have 28,300. ETH is the same thing. You have a 9 bottom, you have a counter trend rally. You don't want to see a failed rally in ETH, or maybe you do, because then it would dip to 1825. Frankly, when it comes to ETH, I'm not holding my breath for a decline, right? Personally, I think ETH should be hovering around 2,000. Okay, Bitcoin Cash. So it's not a bull market unless you can buy a dip and make money. Bitcoin Cash is currently filling in a gap, right? Now, was this like a meme coin moment where Bitcoin Cash, Zcash, and then Pepe 2.0 rally, and then the market dumps? Well, I hope so. That's what's happened in the past. So I'm giving you all these reasons to buy Bitcoin because, you know, if there's a dip, you got to grab it. And if there's no dip, even at the bottom end of the range, I really think you got to have a position. A small one, but you got to have it. Because you got to get in the mindset of fiat currencies failing. Countries ungovernable. Okay? Aiken is here. Welcome. Now, we're just looking at 89-minute charts. Now, you may be looking at this chart or this stream 2 days from now. Don't worry about it. This is an 89-minute chart. It's essentially an upward sloping channel for total 2, which is total crypto market cap without Bitcoin. So led by ETH, kind of at the bottom end of the range. You may get one more dip down here. They may run stops like they did here, or they may pull up short and just keep going. So, I mean, if you're looking at this 2 days from now and you're like, wow, you know, 560 billion for total 2, it either held or started to go higher, then you know the market doesn't care about anything that goes on in legacy. You know, legacy can blank off. We're going to reflect reality in crypto because they can't reflect reality over there. Okay. Chanel needs a 10x. All right. Well, if Bitcoin's at 30K and it goes to 250K, okay, for the next cycle, that's almost a 10x. Okay. You rarely find a 10x when you need one. Okay. I'm moving out of the bear market apartment. I need a 10x. You got to keep your emotions in check because they're waiting to take your money in the meme coin casino. Okay. Everybody's like, oh my God, meme coins, or oh my God, altcoins. So we have total 3 here. This is altcoins. So don't throw your money away on meme coins. Total 3 looks like, I don't know, this looks half decent. This looks like maybe you can buy an altcoin that's not on the SEC hit list and hope and just test to see whether you can hold it and make money. Okay, this is total crypto market cap, which includes Bitcoin, which hit the bottom end of its channel exactly. Polkadot hit the bottom of its trend exactly. Wrong again says he has gotten completely hosed in total 3. I get it, right? Total 3 has been impossible because the SEC carved up the altcoin universe into naughty and nice. You know, it was after Solana, Cardano, but it wasn't after Avalanche. Okay, wrong again is citing 1825 and 1750 in ETH. Okay, we can only hope. Okay, we can only hope that stocks fall because interest rate rise, and that somehow drags down crypto. Now that will kill altcoins. So, you know, unless you're in your Polkadots or your Avalanches, you know, I don't. Or maybe AGIX, you know, I just don't know what a fan I am of that because people just, I've got to stack Bitcoin and they've got to stack ETH, right? In other words, one of the things about the NFT crash that people may not be seeing is that people decided that rather than holding an ETH-based asset, they just wanted to hold ETH all at once, or they wanted to get out of that and get into Bitcoin, which is also understandable. Like, it just feels like the whole world has got to get into Bitcoin. And BlackRock wants to flat out take it over. So, we can sit here and look at 89-minute charts, but okay, Solana never got to the bottom of its channel. Okay, I think the Solana and the Solana phone is going to make it, despite this being probably one of the most hated coins out there. And, AGIX, again, I met these guys. I don't own any of their products for a reason, because I want to be able to talk about this every day aggressively. Decentralized artificial intelligence has to happen. Now, they went through the bottom of the regression line last time. They have not gotten back down here. I'm really interested in this. I'm really, really interested in this, and that is the market update. Okay, let's go back and do some live TA. Okay, Aiken is here. Carlos, welcome. Okay, possible island reversal in Apple. Normally, islands don't work in equities, but I get your point. I get it. Okay. Okay, let's start with Gala. Okay, let's actually go to DeMark. Okay. Okay, so in all altcoins, not all altcoins will survive, right? Now, in this particular case, Gala could have 6 more up days. I'm not saying that this doesn't look good or bad. Let's look at the weekly chart, okay? So you've got the 9 bottom and you need follow through, right? You want to see Gala continue to move up. You do not want to see a grotesque failed rally. Okay, normally DeMark bottoms like the 9 bottom here in December, it treated Gala very well. Gala just exploded. Okay, you're going to need a repeat of that. And at the moment, I'm not seeing it until Bitcoin really starts freaking mooning. But let's just hope that the damage is done and that all coins are kind of in a dead money range trade. Okay, Cardano. Okay, so someone's asking me which altcoin from the last cycle. Okay, well, I would say Polkadot and Avalanche. I'll get the chart up for sure. Okay, Cardano may have 2 more big down days. It's on an 11 on the daily chart. On the 4-hour chart, okay, see how Cardano, there's a 13 top and it reacts hard, comes down, finds support, breaks it, comes back up, and they're selling it again. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there could be a serious give up trade in stuff like Cardano. I know that pains me to say it, but these hedge funds and these big investors, man, they got to get out of this stuff and they got to get into Bitcoin. Okay. They got to get into Bitcoin. So, I think if you're doing something for the next cycle, Avalanche has a security token function. Now, again, from a support and resistance point of view, frankly, this trade's like dog poop because every time it gets to resistance, it fails and you could have 7 more down days. So it's not like I don't like this. I think if you look at it on a weekly chart, you've got a 13 bottom and a 9 bottom. You've got not much follow through, but I don't think it's a crisis. I think like your Polkadots and your Avalanches are way good. Reverend Flashback is here. Welcome. So Jamie wants to know, what's my view on meme coins? Okay, that's a good question. So here's Pepe 2.0. This is a 1-hour chart, right? Crypto is the only market that I know of that has the ability to F itself, right? Like first it's the Bitcoin ETF and everybody thinks that's bullish when it's not. Then all of a sudden, after like a decent rally in Bitcoin, we're opening up this meme coin casino again where everybody is chasing 100x and winds up losing money, right? I mean, if you take the number of people who made life-changing money and then compare that to the number of people who lost money and total all that up, this is like a capital destruction machine. In other words, one of the things that I'm just absolutely lecturing all my legacy guys about, stay out of P&L destruction environments. I mean, who makes money in this range? Where's the trend? There isn't any. And even here, you had to kind of, I don't know, you had to be really smart to define the range. Now, maybe it's leaving the range, right? But in here, you got destroyed. Okay. The future of this market is Bitcoin. Bitcoin, Ethereum, bigger altcoins that are not on the SEC hit list. But mainly it's going to be Bitcoin because, again, France is burning. France is burning because the euro has failed. No one is saying that, which is why I like saying it. France is burning because the euro has failed. So I don't want to do meme coins. Now, if you want to do meme coins and speculate and have fun, that's great. Some people think going to Vegas is fun. They do. Yeah, if you're one of those people and you want to take a shot that the next Pepe becomes huge, well, do it. But if you have another big Pepe moment, you may see Gensler again by coming in saying, we're not doing the Bitcoin ETF and we're coming after DeFi. Okay. Now, let's take a look at Chainlink. Now, I don't talk much about Chainlink because I'm kind of a closet, not a fan. But if you look at this weekly chart, you know, it had the 9 bottom in June and smoked up. Impressive. Okay. On a daily chart, you know, Chainlink is at $6.50. Okay. And if you take out the D wave, if you take out the sequential, okay, in Chainlink, this looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, and there could be a 5 wave down. So let's say stocks get hit, Bitcoin gets hit, right? Wrong again. I was talking about 1,700 in ETH. Okay. That could happen, especially if stocks get smacked because interest rates go up. You know, do you want to pay $6 for Chainlink when you could maybe get it at 4 something? In other words, with Bitcoin, you're like, yeah, there's risk, but how much risk? You know, $3,000, $4,000 maybe. How much risk in there in this stuff? Way too much. Chanel said it's a dog with fleas. Not really interested in buying what people think is a blue chip from 2020. Not interested. Oh my God. BSV. I don't even know if I have it. Okay, looks like everybody came after. Let me see what it comes up as here. Okay. Okay, so this is the 89-minute chart. Okay, so this thing exploded. Okay. Megan loves Chainlink. Crypto can't live without it. Okay. Definitely want any coin that Megan is in to do well. Okay. BSV, again, it's not a bull market until you can buy a dip and make money. Okay. BSV went way past the hidden pivot top and came back down. I think a lot of people are looking at this and they're like, okay, I missed the rally and now I want to buy the dip. And I don't know that I'd be doing that. You know, Litecoin with its halving seems to feel a lot better to me, right? Optimism. In fact, let's go to DeMark. Oh, no, I don't think I have it over there. Okay. So again, optimism getting smacked to the bottom end of its range. It's really easy to get bearish when the market is down, and it's really easy to get bullish when the market is up. Now, again, just keep this in mind. You see this 10-year note interest rate? Like this is the interest rate on the 10-year note futures. On the 10-year note government bond. You see what it's doing? Okay. Okay. It's breaking out of a giant triangle. So now you have long bonds breaking out, and now you have 10-year note yields breaking out. Now, if you're looking at your screen, you're noticing altcoins are getting wasted. That's why. Remember, the NFT debacle should tell you it does not pay to be long speculative assets if interest rates are rising. Okay. And, you know, the US government does not have any credibility. It doesn't. And that can be reflected in the dollar. That can be reflected in the bond market. It may wind up getting reflected in both, but it's definitely going to get reflected in Bitcoin. Okay, you just have to mind your P's and Q's in altcoins, and definitely don't buy green in altcoins. Okay, so this is a daily chart of Avalanche, you know, with the buy point being back down below the December low. Whoa. Okay, that's harsh. You know, you look at the 89-minute chart of Avalanche. Okay. Better to wait to buy, you know, at 12 or below. You know, every time they smoke through the bottom, they run the stops. This is the other thing in altcoins that you're going to have to get used to. A lack of liquidity. Okay, everyone's like, oh, it's a big cap. It's a blue chip. People, there are no big caps. There are no blue caps, blue chips. Everything's going to trade like an S coin. Everything. Everything's going to trade like an S coin. Okay, Arbitrum with Matic on the hit list. You know, I know there's a great technology case for things like this. I get it. Okay, but, you know, when I look at the 4-hour chart, it seems like it's got downside. Okay, let me go to DeMark on this. Okay, not sure if I've got the right symbol there. Okay, Lawn Shark is here. Much love back to you, sir. We appreciate that. SDF is asking, Bill, can you explain why some small caps do really well when the rest of the market is down? Does capital rotate? Okay, yes. So when you have a down market, okay, let's go back to interest rates. Okay. When you have a down market, the things that everyone owns goes down, and the thing that no one owns go up. It's a component of the P&L destruction environment, right? So you can have little coins explode because no one owns them, and you can have big coins that are owned by a lot of people do nothing but go down because there's all sellers and no buyers. Now, personally, again, in crypto, you know, let interest rates go up. Let them go up. So teeny weeny coins do well, but other coins don't because everybody's running into Big Brother Bitcoin. Everybody's running into Bitcoin. Now let's go back to ETH because I want to see what the DeMark work looks like on ETH. Remember, we were talking about the danger of a failed rally. You got to be really careful of failed rallies after you get these 9 bottoms. Okay. So do you have to go out and run out and buy all this right now? Not with that bond market acting like it does. No, you don't. Because if this is a failed rally, you're going to get another big down day in crypto, and that's where you want to be grabbing it, right? When everyone's going, oh my God, and everyone's taking profits in Tesla and Apple, and everybody's panicking in stocks, that's the buy point in crypto. Because I told you why, and you got to remember why. Because when the market goes down, everyone forgets the why. Everyone's like, oh my God, the market's down. Please, you got to remember. Okay, ETH BTC. Okay, one of my favorite topics. Okay, Ethereum versus Bitcoin. Okay, now on a daily chart, you had a 13 bottom, right? So, you know, Bitcoin outperformed ETH. Bitcoin outperformed ETH to such a degree that ETH BTC actually went straight down and had a 13 bottom. However, it has not reversed. Like there has been no confirmation that this is a reversal. So ETH could continue to underperform BTC, which is why I'm trying to get you to see that not all altcoins are created equal. Yes, you want to buy when they're down, okay? But do you have to be in a hurry? No. Jeff, you're not too late. You're not too early. You are right on time, okay, for XRP. Now, XRP on the daily chart, okay? A lot of times with XRP, when you have DeMark work, if you're going up like this, you're going to go 1 through 9, these sets of conditions, like the high is higher than the high 4 days ago, something like that, right? You're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hopefully, the best dip is on the 4. Let the trend start and grab it on a 4. If you can buy the dip on a 4 and make money, XRP could be good. Okay, when I go to XRP over here, so funny that everybody's like, oh my God, the SEC, the Bitcoin ETF, wow. Hey, people, they're going to lose this case. They're going to lose this case. I mean, I think people should be talking more about XRP going to $3 than they should be talking about anything related to the Bitcoin ETF. That's what I think. Okay. Okay. Crypto Trend says BlackRock isn't going to torpedo their own bags plus everyone else by picking BTC Cash or whatever, at least over the next 5 years. Right. Yes. I agree. BlackRock and all these big institutions are trying to get Bitcoin on their balance sheet because they know what I know. Fiat is failing. Fiat has failed in Europe. U.S. ungovernable. Fiat is going to fail. So let's get an ETF. Let's get all the crypto we can get onto our balance sheet. The big question is their involvement a reason to buy Bitcoin? Well, yes and no. It's telling you that there's going to be a currency crisis, but giving these guys a huge measure of control, even over the flows in the market, because you got to remember, BlackRock is huge. So if BlackRock thinks it's going up, it's going up. If BlackRock thinks it's going down, it's going down, right? They will be the elephant that moves Bitcoin, either their customers or their fund managers or however you want to say it. I'm just saying, right? In other words, what's good for BlackRock is not necessarily good for crypto. What's good for crypto is that BlackRock thinks there's going to be a currency crisis because you already got a currency crisis. You already got a currency crisis going on in Europe. Okay, Thomas says Bill is back. Yes. Illuminatics says that. Yes. I am back from mono. I am moving out of the bear market apartment. Yes, I'm back. Okay. He wants to look at XEN. My God, me and Toby did XEN back in the day. Let's see where this is. Back in the day in meme coins is like a month ago. Okay, so back then, Toby was not a fan. Believe me, we're going to be seeing a lot more of Toby on altcoins after some of her track record. I know some of y'all hate that. That's going to be done at Unhinged Crypto on YouTube and Unhinged_. crypto on Twitter. So with XEN, it looks like this is a give up trade right here. This is everybody just packing it in. I think the support so I would say one more big puke. G money. One more big puke. Robert says, are central exchange tokens dead this bull run? Okay, so he's talking about crypto.com. Okay, so yes, you had a 13 bottom, but the problem with this is you've got this, this 4 wave up here, and I have concerns that if interest rates go up, people could give up on stuff like this. Okay, Binance Coin, haven't looked at it. Okay, so there's the 13 bottom. There's a lot of reasons that Binance Coin should go up. Okay, but the question is, ask yourself this. If you were a fund manager managing someone else's money, would you put someone else's money in Binance Coin right now? When you could put your money in Bitcoin, or you could buy any aggressive dip if ETH underperformed? You know what I'm saying? Like, what was a blue chip is now yesterday's news. Right? Unless you can come up with a thing like the Solana phone or the security tokens in Avalanche. I know Cardano's doing well. I'm personally a big fan of Cardano. But again, where is the money flow going to come in if they get delisted off big exchanges? Right? If there's a currency crisis, what do you want to own? That's where I'm going to leave today's stream. Like, think about this. Crypto Clan giving Toby some love. Okay. If there's a currency crisis, what do you want to own? If France, the U.S. are ungovernable, if our bond and if our stock market is hyperinflated and interest rates are too low and inflation has not been stopped, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? You want to buy crypto on a dip. So if stocks get smacked, it's Bitcoin. If stocks don't get smacked and we sit here and watch paint dry, then we have to sit here and watch paint dry. Because when reality gets reflected, it's going to get reflected possibly in stocks or bonds. And if it doesn't get reflected there, it'll be reflected in crypto. Crypto is about freedom. I know it's cheesy. I know I say it a lot, but I'm saying it again. If you don't believe in your financial freedom, if you don't believe they're going to try to take that away from you, I suggest you think again. Okay, so 100 messages in the chat. We appreciate that. Hit the like button on the way out. Oh, we have a super chat here. Sorry. Moonboy's calling for 9K Litecoin, but I don't agree. Where do you see the possibility next Bitcoin halving cycle? All right, so we definitely appreciate the super chat. Sorry I missed that. Okay, so let's go to Litecoin on a long-term chart. I don't think there's any doubt that there's going to be a use case for Bitcoin alternatives for speed. Okay, I would say if you look at a monthly chart, it would be very exciting to see 217K, and this would be a lot better if I shared the screen. So $217K, $217 for Litecoin. Okay. I don't recall, okay, I don't recall anything like that was popular 2 cycles ago ever really taken out its high. Now, that said, the day someone like a Walmart adopts this to try to get people back into stores, like, there's no one in stores. I was just in Target. I mean, their prices reflect the amount of crime and what they call shrink, and things are being stolen. So if somebody steals something, I go to buy a coffee cup, they want to charge me $35. They got to get a whole different crowd going into retailers The only way to do that is with crypto. Okay. My only concern is with this is that when things like Litecoin moon, the market tends to correct. But if you wanted to hold a bag of Bitcoin and Bitcoin alternatives, that would be a great contrarian trade going into the next cycle. In other words, if 6 months ago you said Litecoin would go from 65 to 115 and Bored Ape was going to crash, you would have been laughed off the crypto planet. So you got to find those trades. And if anybody had trade location in this stuff and they just wanted to leave it, you know what, man? I don't blame you. I just don't blame you. I mean, what does anybody have to lose? Okay. So Litecoin's got to hold 101. With these things, you always get dips. Do I think it's 9,000? I think 250K Bitcoin is a lot more realistic than 9,000 Litecoin. Okay. Okay. Megan says, first lesson, don't listen to Moon Boys. Very, very appropriate ending to today's stream. Don't listen to Moon Boys, but remember all the reasons to buy Bitcoin. We'll see you on Friday.